Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. This is Diane, and today I am going to show you how to do this little mini album, and it's done with just a 12 by 12 sheet of cardstock paper. I have done several of these, just trying to get it right, and I did try one that did not have a backside print on it. It was just white with the front side, and I just felt like it wasn't enough color for this. So I like the double-sided cardstock, and this one here that I have is has got this design on the back, and this one that I've got made here is got this cute little like candy design type. Of course, this is a Christmassy theme, sticking with that right now, but it's just a little album that I thought it would be good to use maybe as if you at Christmas you want to maybe give a gift card to someone or just a Merry Christmas to someone. It folds up and has all these little pockets in it. A lot of the things I do have those little pockets and tuck spots, and you can put little tags in them. You can actually put tags in them if you want to that have blanks spots on the back to do journaling on. This one here has double-sided on it, but yeah, you can definitely do them so that they are for journaling on. But I feel, some of these they can journal over these, or they can add their own pictures and little things that they would like to put on them. So anyway, it's got this little tuck spot, and then it has another page that opens up and has this little spot here that I've done the little Velcro closure and put another little card inside there for journaling or whatever you would like to do there. A little washi tape across here, but you can embellish these any way you would like. Here's another pocket, and then the back is just plain, but you can definitely add another tuck spot on here if you want to, but that is totally up to you. Possibilities are endless on these. You can just do whatever you want, but it's a cute little thing to, like I said, give to someone at Christmas time. And it also has this little tuck spot right in the middle here where I thought would be perfect for, like, if you wanted to put a little gift card in. You could get a little coffee card, gift card in here, or whatever, that you would want to give, might want to give to someone if you wanted to use it for that. So anyway, let's go ahead and get started. And some of these I've already done some cutting, and I'll tell you the measurements on them, and we'll go from here. So this is a 12 by 12 sheet of paper. This has actually been cut down. This is cut 7 by 12. So we have our 12 length and cut 7 inches this way. So go ahead and get that cut up. It's 7 by 12. And then these two pieces here are two more pieces that you will need from that 12 by 12 piece that you're cutting from. And one of these is 3.5 by 4.5, and this is actually going to end up being your cover, your front cover of your little album. And then this one here is 2.5 by 3 3/4, and this is that little pocket. So this here is actually going to be the cover, this one here, and this one is 3.5 by 4.5. And then this one here, this is a smaller one here, is actually the little flap right here for this little tuck spot here, this little pocket. That's what this is going to be. So this one, 2.5 by 3 3/4, and this one here 3.5 by 4.5. So if you need to go back and get those measurements on the video, do that so that you can write those down and you'll know what your measurements are. Now, believe me, you might end up having to do some trimming. Not everybody's cutters are the same. No, and if you use scissors and cutting on your own, sometimes we don't just get them perfect with our folds and that, but that's just part of the creating process, trimming up and making things right, or sometimes just leaving some of those edges not so even is okay too. So okay, so let me tell you one thing that I think is a really good investment, but not everybody has to go out and get these. But these scoreboards are wonderful for scoring when you're going to need to be doing some folding and doing a lot of fold lines. Now, if you can do scoring on paper, if you just use a ruler and a little even your bone folder, you can use it, but you're going to have to make sure that you measure up on your board that you have here, you know, or use another ruler. It's just so much easier, these little scoreboards. So if you can invest in one of these, it'd be awesome for you to use. But what we're going to do is we're going to score these 3 pieces. We're only going to do this one time, but this 12 by 7, we're going to put it in. The 12 goes across the top, 12 inches across the top. Fit it right up there in the corner, and we're going to score at 4 and 8. Now these have all the measurements on them, these little scoreboards. You can get them smaller than even this one here, but it is definitely a good investment if you can do that. But we're going to go ahead and score, and when you score, I'm going to go ahead and use my scoring tool that comes with it. When you score, don't push super hard. You don't have to push super hard, but they fit right in those grooves, and you just go up to the 4 there, and you're just going to run your scoring tool across like that. And if you need to, go across it twice. Don't push really hard, or you might end up putting a hole and ripping your paper. Now we're going to go on the 8. Okay, now we're going to turn our paper around and put our 7-inch up here, where we cut it 7 inches, and we are going to score at 3.5. So it's right down the middle. So 3.5. We're going to score all the way across to 3.5, all the way down to the bottom. 3.5. Okay, so I'll set that aside, and on these pieces here, remember this one is going to be your front cover, and of course I'm going to go ahead and put the design side on the front, and we're going to put it in our scoreboard here with the 4.5 across the top, and the 3.5 over on the side here, and we are going to score it at 1/2 inch up here, just 1/2 inch. Just go to the 1/2 inch and score it. And you know, if you can't score it at all, you just know that at the 1/2 inch is where we're going to be doing a fold. You can kind of see that score there. Kind of might be kind of hard to see it in the light, but there's a score there. And then this one goes, the little flap that goes over the pocket, we're going to, this is going to be the top part of the pocket there, the little flap that goes over the pocket. So we're going to lay this in our scoreboard this way, because we're going to be folding that over the top, and we're going to do that at 1/2 inch also. So 1/2 inch, go ahead and score it 1/2 inch. That's probably good enough there. All right, so that's all the scoring that we need to do. Now we have our 7 by 12 here scored, and we're going to go ahead and we are going to cut 2 spots here, and we're going to cut right along these lines that we scored right up to the middle score line, not all the way across, just from here to that score line. So we take our scissors and we're just going to go on the score lines that we have, and we're going to cut, and we're going to go right up to that score line, and we're going to do the same over here on this side. And there we have it. We have those cut right up to the score lines, 2 sides like that. So we have it like that. I'm going to go ahead and fold down the center here. And you can do that folding before you cut those, but it doesn't matter. Go ahead and fold that. Use your bone folder or the handle of your scissors and make that fold nice and crisp. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to fold on those fold lines. Get that straight and make that nice and crisp. So we're folding those scores, and we cut the one, but we're going to fold on this part right here. Match up those like that, and there we go. And just make it nice and crisp. All right, now this is the size of our little album, and what we're going to do here is, this is where the pocket is in the middle, and I like to cut this down about 1 inch. On a video that I saw where one of these was being made, it was left just like this, just right to the top. But I feel like it needs to come down. I felt like it needed to come down a little bit, so I went ahead and just cut right along here at about 1 inch. So that center, we're going to cut it down about 1 inch. I'm going to do that real quick. All right, so cut that one down about 1 inch, and that's our little center pocket. And of course I'm going to go ahead and put a little finger hole right there with our hole punch. And if you don't have a hole punch, you can just cut it out yourself. You can draw a circle using something round. It will go right there. Now for these pockets on the side, and I'm going to show you this real quick here. These little pockets that are like this, they go at an angle. That is both of these sides. And so what I do is I kind of just eyeball it, but I'm going to cut from about here and go down at an angle. So that's what that pocket looks like there. And if you want to make it just perfect, same size as the other one, you can definitely, let's see how that goes. Goes like this. So you can bring this over here and put it up there at the top and just follow if you want to make them just perfect. But you can eyeball it also. Doesn't have to be perfect. because they're a distance apart, and you know, you're not going to be able to tell if they're not absolutely perfect. Now, we're doing some folding here, and these little parts that are cut right in here to the fold need to have a little trim on them because it just helps them fold better. So I just go in and just cut a little sliver at an angle right there. And I'll do the same thing over here on this side, just a little sliver right down to that fold. And when you fold it, you can see there's a little sliver there. That one there looks like it needs a little bit more. So I'm going to go ahead and cut off just a little bit more there. And I might do the same with this pocket in the middle, but for right now, I'm just going to leave it. And we are going to fold this kind of in an accordion style, just like this. I'm going to go ahead and fold those, crisp those down with my bone folder. And at this point, you can do some inking if you want to do any inking around the edges. I'm not going to go into that right now, but I'm just going to show you how this is folded up. So this is done in an accordion style, so you can see that we folded it with the front part of this flap to the front here, and then it goes over to the back, and then it comes around and then closes like that. It's kind of an accordion style type fold, if that makes sense. I hope that does. I'm going to go ahead and glue down some of these edges. Let's see. I'll go ahead and use this. I'm going to glue down this edge right here, just the one edge. And you can glue down both sides of this, but we really only need the one. So I'm going to go ahead and glue that down. Get my cloth here and just do a little pressing. Give it a minute to dry a little and take hold. Then we got our pockets here. We're going to glue down both sides. There. And there. And we're just going to push those down too. Give it a little push and squeeze it down and give it a chance to take hold. Just takes a few seconds for that glue to take hold. I'm using my Tombow mono glue, but you use whatever you like. We're going to go ahead and do this side over here. And I think on this one I did this side too, but you can just do the one side. It's up to you. This is your creation, and obviously I watched a video and I have made some of my own changes to it too. So there we go. We've got everything's glued now, and we've got it folded, and it is kind of folded in an accordion type style. So remember, the pocket's going to look like it's on the front, but we don't want that pocket on the front. That's why we're going to make that little front cover. We open this up. We have our little pocket here with the finger hole, and then our pocket here, and then our back I just left plain. So now we're going to do our little cover. And the cover is, if you remember, we took that one piece that was cut 3.5 by 4.5, and on the 4.5 length, we've scored at a 1/2 inch here. And we're going to go ahead and fold that. I'm going to go ahead and just turn that over. And on that little 1/2 inch, we're going to go ahead and crisp up that little edge there. And this is going to be our front cover. And what we'll do is we'll take and we'll fit this right over the front of our little album. Now you can see that it doesn't quite fit there. It almost, I feel like I've got a little bit of my edge of my little album showing there. So I will go ahead and fold it a little bit more out a little bit more because it just didn't cover so well. So it probably is a little less than a half an inch there, but I wanted it to cover the front like pretty much completely. You can see that it covers it better there. So what we do right here is we'll take this fold here, we'll put some glue and it will go over that edge, and we'll fold it down and just press, press, press. Give it a few seconds to take hold. And there's our cover. It's so easy. And that's our cover for that. And then we'll go ahead and with our middle pocket here, remember we've got this piece. It's 2.5 by 3 3/4. We scored it at a 1/2 inch. We're going to go ahead and fold that down here where you can see me at a 1/2 inch. And we're going to fold that and crisp that little fold up. And this is going to go right over where that little pocket is in the center. It's going to go, and you kind of got to center that. Now, if you don't like the little edges here, because it is a little bit shorter in those edges, you could always cut it a little bigger, but that's you doing your thing, trying it out and seeing what you like. So we're going to go ahead and put that there. So we're going to put glue on that flap. Right now we have this whole little album open. We don't have it all closed up, but we will. And we'll put that about center over a little bit. Press it down so it will hold. So we're only gluing that little flap to the back. Now another thing I did with the one that I made, I went ahead and I did round these corners on the top part of this little flap that goes over this. So you can take your corner rounder and go ahead and round those corners if you want those corners rounded. And you can do any inking, anything you want there. You can do some decorating on here. I put a little piece of washi tape right across here, and I put a little brad before I put my little Velcro closure. So I'm going to go ahead and put a little brad here. What I do is I poke a little hole, and I kind of just eyeball it and center it. Poke a little hole right there for the brad, because these brads are really, really teeny. But you could put a button there, anything. Is kind of just for looks. And this is the brad, and it splits, has a little split in it. I can get it to open up here. We'll go ahead and put the little brad in the hole, and then we'll split that little brad Come on, Brad. Open up. It's fighting me. There we go. And you just want to press that down and it'll split open. And that is really just kind of for looks. I like the gold on the Christmassy. And then I go ahead and take my little Velcro. Which I had right here somewhere. And you take the little Velcro dots, and these I think I told you you'd get these at Joann's. And we're going to go ahead and tear off. These are nice and sticky. So I go ahead and tear them off. They kind of stick together, and I'm going to go ahead and just put them together here, and I'm going to kind of, I think I'll put it up here where my brad is, and just put it right over top of it, stick it down, and then you come over here and you just push that down, and that should stay. There we go. Right there is, you can't hardly see it, and that will stick right there. There we go. So we've got our little pocket in the middle, got everything glued on, we got our front glued on, we got our little flap glued on. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to glue this back piece, and this is what's going to make the pocket in the middle. If you saw the pocket on this one here that is holding the little gift card in the middle, or whatever you want to put in there. You can put another tag in there if you want, but that has a little pocket there. So that is what's going to create that little pocket. So what we're going to do is we're just going to glue through two sides with our glue. We're going to glue this side here and this side here, and then we're just gonna flip it over and press it down. Give it a little time to, I have done the gluing and just let it sit under something a little, just put something like a bottle of glue, I said, on top of it and let it sit and dry. But most of the glues dry pretty quickly. So I hope that this is easy to understand. We have now our front with the pocket. We open it up here. We have our little pocket here with our brad here and our little Velcro spot. Another pocket here. And then the back we've just got plain, but gosh, be creative and do what you want there. That is up to you. So that is basically, of course, that we have that pocket here, which we created when we glued also. So that is basically the album. That's the base of the album. Now the fun part, decorating. And this is where you can be creative and do what you want in decorating the front of that. This one I took a little piece of fabric, which I thought was kind of cute. So I laid a piece of fabric down, and I like the red on the green. I took a little piece of little digital, then I fussy cut it around and thought that would look cute on there. So that's what I put down. And it's good to lay your things down before you do any gluing. You might want to rearrange things and put them on there different ways to see what you like best. So I'm going to go ahead and glue those down. I'm going to use the same glue. I'm just going to put some glue on this piece of fabric. And I'm going to go ahead and glue that down. And it will seep through the fabric a little bit, but that glue eventually does dry clear, so don't worry about that. And then I'm going to go ahead and take my little fussy cut out, and I'm going to glue that down. And you know, we've talked about clusters. We've made a few clusters in one of my videos. You can use clusters that you've already got made up and put those on the front. Also, I like the layering, and I like doing like 3 things on this one. I've done the fabric, the cutout, and of course I like to put some words across. So, and that little, sometimes if you lay it out flat, it helps to lay things, get that front page down, helps to get things smoothed out and flattened out. And then I'll take, and this is actually a bunch of words that I got in Tim Holtz Christmas, little Christmas booklet here with little stamps, and has all kinds of fun things. And let's see, let's put, how about I'm feeling Christmassy. Now these little stickers are sticky, but I'm always skeptical that they're going to stay, so I always add a little bit of glue to the back of the stickies. Some of these you don't have to worry about that, but I always like to make sure that they're going to stay. So I will put this across right, let's see, right there. I'm feeling Christmassy. And there you go with the front of your little album. And you can take now, and you can, with this one here, I just did some stickers. You can take some Christmas stickers and add those here. I'm going to leave it plain right now. I'm going to leave it to your imagination. You guys put what you want on there. I have got a few little things to stuff in here. I did, and you can kind of go by the measurements of this and make your own little tags. This one I did with a, has the plain white on the back. I thought for writing, journaling, or you could even write Merry Christmas and sign it if you are going to be giving it away. But you can put that in there. And then in this little pocket, I thought a little journaling card, plain on the back. Of course, I've inked around the edges. And you can just put that inside the little pocket there. And you can put other little things in there, little goodies. You could even put a little tea bag in there if you want to give someone a little tea bag. And then this is another little journaling card, little cutout that I had. I put that in there. And I got these cute little North Pole tags offline. I think it was last Christmas I got those. So I'll stick that in there. You can just be creative and do what you want. And then they got that one pocket in the center there that you can absolutely put another tag in if you want. It fits right down the center between the pocket page, this pocket page, and this little pocket page. This is the center there. Anyway, there you have it. A cute little mini album made with a 12 by 12 sheet of paper. And I hope that these instructions were clear to you, and that you'll be able to go out, you will go out and do some creating too. You can add these to journals if you want. Use them as little giveaways at Christmas to your friends and family. You can round corners, you can ink up, be creative, and do whatever you want with them. So go out and create and have fun. Appreciate everyone that has taken the time to watch my videos, and I guess we'll see you on our next time. Bye-bye.